Okay, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to get your photos ready for the slow shutter speed assignment, or any assignment where you have to add the exposure information in Photoshop. So first thing you want to do is open up your photo in Bridge. Make sure you can see the metadata tab down here. We want to be able to see that because that tells us our shutter speed right there, our f-stop right there, and our ISO right there. Those are the three pieces of information we need to add our exposure to the photo in Photoshop. So with that in mind, let's double click on this photo to open it in Photoshop. And here it is. I would go ahead and do my levels, my saturation, and even my cropping if you haven't done it yet. Let me do that real quick on this photo. There you go, nice and cropped. And then I need to find a space where there's not a lot of distraction and it won't be a big deal if I throw some text in there. I'm going to grab my text tool, keyboard shortcut T. I'll click and drag a box here in the top right hand corner. And again, let's jump back in Bridge, and we always put the shutter speed first, so shutter speed for this photo was 1/800. Let's come back in here, and right here I'll just type 1/800. And you can see I can't even see my text, and the problem is it's so small. Look at it, it's size 12 on a full-size photo. That's really small text. So I'm going to select it all by just maybe pressing Control A or clicking and dragging with the text cursor. You don't really even see anything happening. And let's come in here and let's just type in, I don't know, let's try 150 and press the Enter key. And there it is. And you can see I can still see that, but I want this text to be really obvious. So I'm actually going to make this even bigger. Let's go 250. And that's better. So we'll leave that and come back here and let's check my f-stop, or my aperture was set to f2.8. So that will be the next thing I will add here, f-2.8. And then the last thing we'll add is the ISO, and this was an ISO of 100. ISO 100. So there is my exposure, 1/100 at f2.8 at ISO 100. If I needed to change the color to make this stand out a little bit, I just select it, click on this text color thing. I could choose white. That makes it stand out a little bit better. And remember, when you're done typing, you can either click right here or press the Enter key over by the numbers. That will lock in your text. So the problem is now I have two layers in my layers palette, and whenever there's multiple layers, Photoshop wants to save as a PSD, but Flickr can't accept PSD, so we need to make sure that we save this as a JPEG. So I'll go to File, Save As. It's going to go back into that same folder, but just make sure to change the Save As type from a Photoshop to a JPEG. There's the original photo, so if I save this now, it's going to overwrite that, permanently changing that photo. You have to decide if that's what you want to do. I don't usually like to do that, so I might come in and rename this to Image 3235 Edited, and then hit Save. And that way both photos now exist, the original and the edited version. Go ahead and press OK whenever this box pops up. And we are done. We can close this. Photoshop will ask if we want to save it because we saved as, so it's saving, hey, what about the original? Do you want to save that? And we'll just say no. And then we just go back in Bridge and look at our next file. And you can see this one was taken at 1/320 at f3.5 at ISO 5000. So I would add that information to that photo in Photoshop. And that's it. That's all you need to do.